Hello and welcome back to the Film Club, the club where we talk about films that we've been recently watching and enjoying. Let me know what you've been recently watching and enjoying, and if you've seen what I'm about to talk about, let me know in the comments what you thought about it. A House of Dynamite was not on my radar at all. I had not seen a trailer for it, I didn't know anything about the film, to be honest, going into it. I just knew that it was about nuclear weapons when I clicked play. However, the journey that I was taken on over the course of the next, about an hour and 40 of this film was intense, to say the least. From the get-go, you know that this film is going to go to some dark places. The concept of nuclear bombs is a horrible and dark topic. For those who haven't seen the film, it's broken up into 3 sections covering 3 different people's perspective, or at least 3 different location perspectives of the current events that are happening. A nuke has just been set off from a place that they don't know where, and they try to take the nuke out and fail, and it's heading straight for, I think it's Florida, which would kill about 10 million people and start essentially an all-out war or Cold War. And it follows the decisions of the people working behind the scenes to try and stop this, the military, and also the president himself. It's a horrendous topic and a dark topic at that, but this is a film that I think needs to be spoken about and needs to be made because it's such a true conversation. For those who haven't seen the film, a lot of people will not like the ending to this film because you don't get an ending. You never know if the bomb will actually go off. There's mention of it sort of, just hitting the sea or deflecting or not working and it doesn't go off, but there's all the conversations of, but do we retaliate? And who do we even retaliate against? And there's the Russians on the line going, well, it's not us. And they go, well, I don't trust you. So do we, fire back at the place or that has potentially sent a nuke to kill millions of people? And people won't like the ending because you never find out. You never find out if it hits. You never find out what they do against it. And the point is you're supposed to be left unsatisfied because no outcome realistically would possibly be a good outcome. I suppose the only one good outcome is that they don't retaliate and the bomb doesn't go off and it was an accident. That is the only good outcome for this film. Every other scenario is horrific. If the bomb hits and goes off, millions die. If they retaliate and it doesn't go off, they've just killed millions of people for nothing. If the bomb goes off in America and they retaliate, all-out war has begun and it's essentially just the end of the world at that point because the amount of nukes and death and destruction that there would just be incomprehensible. So there is no good ending in this story. There is no good to come of it, and that's kind of the point of this film. It's called A House of Dynamite. There's talk about this line within the film. Every country has got this mass library of weaponry and destruction that no one's ever really used or gonna use, but what if? What if something went wrong? What if one accidentally shot? What if someone does take action? It's a very thin rope that we're walking in the world, and one slip and it will all just crumble and go, and it's a horrible thought, but that is what the film covers, and this film covers it in a phenomenal way. Like I say, it's a topic that needs to be discussed, but outside of the topic, the actual filmmaking and the film aspect of this, it's a phenomenal film. The acting is superb. The sort of thought process that all of these characters are going through, everyone's first instinct is, I need to contact a loved one, I need to speak to my family, I need to try and do my job at the same time because this is what I was hired to do and deal with, and the lack of real panic, but then the real panic setting in, and all of the actors, genuinely, every single person who worked on this film did a phenomenal job, and I cannot praise each of them enough. I will say I think even for me, when I was first watching this, it got to the 3rd telling of the story, and I was like, oh, come on now. Give me an ending. Tell me what happens. Show me what happens with it. And so then when it got to the end and it didn't go off, initially I was like, oh, really? But then when I sat on it, I did think, well, what would I have wanted to happen? Would I want the nuke to go off? No, of course not. Would I want them to retaliate? No, of course not. all these questions go through your brain, and it also makes you think on all these positions of power and how insecure they all are. You know, you've got the military people going like, well, you've got to retaliate because otherwise it shows how weak you are, and then you'll probably be attacked again because they know you won't retaliate because you didn't retaliate that one time. Ugh, God, it's horrible. Yeah. What a brilliant film. What an interesting topic to spark, because I think it is something that is being spoken about a little bit more, you know, since the film Oppenheimer came out. It's been a topic of, he made this thing, and since then the world has just changed for the worse in terms of what weaponry that the governments have, and for what. Like, who wins in that scenario? No one. Let me know, what did you think of House of Dynamite if you have seen it, and I will see you next time on the Film Club.